to the sides. This one on the left can be walled off pretty nicely, and to be honest, like the front of his base is pretty closable. You will ever have forward stone. I just want to check, Nilly, do you see the stream online? Because I heard.
Okay, I can see. Nope.
Because I heard.
Oh yes. Yes, now I do.
You do. Okay, is it back?
Yeah.
Yeah, because I heard an error message noise, and then on my phone it went offline. Okay, maybe it dropped for a moment.
That's fine.
Cool,
Yeah.
amazing.
Don't see an in-game though, but probably because of spec delay and you did tap.
Brilliant. Okay, looking at Vodka's map, not as closable across the front, and in fact his wood lines are looking a little bit more sparse compared to MbL in general, but does have a lot of gold towards the back, including main gold on the left-hand side. Not going to be that exposed, you can easily wall in front of it. And only one forward gold, and stones a bit more in a bit more forgiving places for Vodka. As for the rest of the map, the extra resources are in the kind of piles of dirt and up on the hills. So between the players, it's kind of flat, but the extra areas of the map are kind of mountainous and that's where they'll find the extra resources. What do you favour in terms of civilizations, Nilly?
Oh, Britain's heavily, and I would be surprised and absolutely want to see how Vodka is actually approaching this game, and I would be surprised if he's pulling off a win, because I generally favor MbL and he has much better civilizations for those close distances. Just a +1 attack, faster archeries, not +1 attack, more +1 range, obviously. And obviously it sometimes can be tough to have a good start with Chinese as well. For now he is ahead villager, but needs to drop now quite often, so I'd prefer Brits for sure.
Yeah, I mean, I'm surprised by the China pick for Vodka, simply because with the kind of, there was a double arena map in this map pool, so he could have done a double TC start with Chinese and saved Chinese for that. And, you know, expecting MbL to probably pick Britons, then something like Mayans could have been a really nice choice in this game one, because, you know, with it being kind of an Arabia style map, then and MbL favouring Britons quite heavily in lots of situations, I think he would have been expecting that pick. So it seems that Vodka's got something else up his sleeve to use that power civilization of being Huns or Mayans later on.
Oh, he still has Huns and Mayans?
Yeah, he can use one of them, only one.
Ah, okay. Okay.
So after this, Vodka will pick one of Byzantines, Koreans and Franks and one of Huns or Mayans, and then MbL can pick two of anything except Huns, Mayans, Aztecs and Britons.
Okay. Makes sense. So then most likely we will see game 2 being played with one of those civilizations for sure. Like Huns or Mayans, I mean, obviously.
Yeah, he's probably saved them for his home map. I would have thought he'd probably got something special prepared for those. I think MbL quite likes double arena as well, which makes it even more surprising that he's burned Chinese in the first game, if he's potentially expecting MbL to pick that. Because he really doesn't have a very good option for double arena if MbL does go with it, unless he goes Mayans perhaps. But we're expecting that on the home map pick. So we see Barracks coming up across the front for MbL. Let's check into his point of view, see if he's creating those militia. Yeah, indeed. So he's going to be going for a drush. Howe is pretty briefly there, so not ideal for him, but equally the house was in progress, so not a terrible house. Going to wall off quite a lot out across the front, which is typical MbL style. I saw somebody making a joke about that during your stream earlier, Nilly. It was
so funny. I think, where was it? I think, didn't you repost it?
Yeah, I posted it on the forum. It's like, look at the minimap and check whose base is MbL's, and there's just like a straight line wall across the front of it.
Yeah, I had to laugh about that quite heavily. Yeah, so funny.
It used to be Stark that had that reputation, but I think MbL is almost superseding him.
It used to be Tim, no?
Well, yeah. Tim in particular, Tim always, but Stark as well. And now MbL's like becoming one of the top wallers. So Vodka clicking up to the feudal age on 24 pop. Do you think he's going to do some kind of scouts, perhaps? Is it?
I think skirms are more likely than scouts here.
Yeah, just to try and defend against Britain's archers, perhaps, because you know, when I saw the pop he was clicking up at, I thought, oh, maybe he's doing MA, but he hasn't even built a barracks. He's on gold, so he's not going to be forwarding or anything.
Let's see if he sees the militia. Yeah, he sees the militia. So early walls, nice and nice there with Vodka. All them nice and early. Let's see if he. Oh, one villager is trapped.
On the mill, and that one.
He gets him out.
Get away. So Vodka's going to be forced to just wall up everything else that the lumber camps. He's actually built his mill really nicely to allow himself to put a couple of villagers in there and keep those working without them having to be harassed at all.
Yeah, he even did micro that quite a lot, so absolutely intentional there.
Looks like he forgot his barracks at this point. Like he's just power built it with 4 villagers, and now he's going stable, so he is going to go scouts.
Interesting.
To do 24 pop scouts.
Oh, I'm not really sure if that's the right option to go scouts there, because that means you're forcing your enemy to go pikemen and some archers. And actually that's exactly what a bridge player wants to build anyways. Yeah. And if you want to, like, later on, oh, the Drush is coming in again and only hard villagers. Okay, but he's fine. If you want to kill the archers later on, you most likely will go for a lot of knights, and if you force your enemy to already produce some pikemen, it's not as efficient anymore.
Yeah, absolutely. And the thing is, he might even be looking to help defend against that Drush with the scouts, but then they'll be on lower HP and unable to do too much against MbL, and MbL is now completely walled up, which Vodka is completely unaware of. He hasn't actually managed to find MbL. Like, his scouting is kind of poor at this point.
MbL is so heavily on gold. I think he's not doing fast castle, right?
Well, his economy is completely out of balance to do that with the possibly. Well, no, maybe not. Maybe I'm being overly critical there, but yeah, heavily on gold more so than you would expect, unless he perhaps peels some off at this point.
Interesting archery as well. Kind of behind the stone there, but yeah, still okay. Let's see, he's going for double bit X and horse cutter, so this will not be an FT. That's surprising. He was completely walled, had a drush, just did see that there was no forward coming, and still opted for not going for the fast castle time, but to go into some archers here.
Yeah, and he's not showing like a really great urgency about it either, is he? You know, I mean, he's obviously spending resources on the upgrades that we just saw, but it's not as if he's kind of 2 archery ranges really. Oh, he's so lucky with the timing on that. I'm just assuming you saw that wall deletion.
Yeah, I did. Oh, that was, come on, the risky side.
Yeah.
No, I was thinking the archer will scare him away. Although, no skirms of Vodka are coming in. So Vodka's playing it pretty aggressively, and I'm surprised that with archery and stable against the guy who's only going for archers, he's not sending villagers to go fancifully and build a tower. That's how most players would react there.
Yeah, we've seen that really coming into fashion, like just like a lot of aggressiveness accompanied by a ton more towers than perhaps we were used to seeing in the kind of meta game on these kinds of almost Arabia-like maps in, say, a year or 2 ago.
Yeah, true. The scouts blocking each other there, so not the greatest way to get through. Oh, and what? MbL is building a stable?
Oh yeah, I didn't click that. I just didn't even click it. I was assuming it was another archer range, but it already got to.
Yeah, I was clicking it because I thought, like, oh, he's building a 3rd archery range?
Yeah. That's going to end up, if he does produce a bunch of scouts from there, and like Vodka hasn't continued to make tons and tons of scouts, he might end up finding himself really delayed to the castle age, seeing as Vodka is almost looking like he's cut a lot of production and he's almost preparing the resources to go up. He's almost like faked a full feudal.
What?
And tricked MbL into depositing like, so many resources on buildings and stuff, and now MbL is almost no resources. So,
and building more and more scouts. That makes no sense. MbL just had flashing against 2 skirms. He could have just simply defended it so easily. Oh god, he's slowing himself down so much. And he's housed like the 4th time in this game.
And Vodka's clicked up to the Castle Age, so this is so weird. The player who goes fast feudal and drops a stable is up to the feudal age ahead of the Britain's player who does a drush.
Yeah, that's very weird, and I think a bit misplayed by MbL there.
Like
yeah, maybe it was
sorry,
just
go on.
fear. Yeah, sorry for interrupting so many times. I think he was just fearing exactly what we wanted to see from Vodka, namely the aggressive move with the tower, and then he thought, okay, my map isn't that great, I have to go for archers. But Vodka did a great fake there, and now has a big advantage.
As well, so getting bloodline scale Barlingham, it could be looking to kind of clean up MbL's feudal archers, which are going to be feudal archers and not crossbowmen for quite a long time to come. So, you know, just a couple of knights from 2 stables, and all of those are going to be going down really, really easily. It's really just a great reversal, isn't it? Because we were looking at Vodka and thinking this looks a little bit weird. But
now running through the TC. Let's see, one more house. He didn't delete a farm. Great play there was a scout and didn't lose a single archer. So
yeah, it's going to be able to do huge damage now. So Vodka is about 90% castle, so knights will be out soon enough. But in the meantime, it could be 3 or 4 villages going down at least. I wonder if Vodka's even doing a couple of extra scouts because he's got like bloodlines and +1. He'd do okay, but he's going to wait for the knights. Immediate reaction, producing knights from both stables, of course. But this is a really nice move from MbL. We felt he was falling really behind. I mean, he's going to lose a lot of those archers, if not all of them now. But the return on actually
he needs to go into the town center now. He needs to suicide all these archers to get a single more villager. And he got one, not a second one. So now all his archers died. And he's ahead by 10 villagers, but obviously behind this whole castle age. Click.
Yeah, and I think that's worth about 5 villages, so he still managed to put himself 5 villages in front. And the thing is with like Vodka being... Vodka's going to go siege. Vodka absolutely loves this, you know. So many games in Call to Arms he's won by doing incredibly aggressive knights and siege forwards. And like in the early Castle Age. Normally it's a forward siege workshop. Going to build it at home this time. Partially due to the kind of iciness of the map. But this is a characteristic play in this series by Vodka.
Yeah, beautiful play so far. Obviously, he could have been a bit more safe and like 2 or 3 extra skirms would have done it, a bit more walling would have done something. But yeah, MbL took the risk and yeah. But it went pretty well for him. And Vodka now still having bloodlines N+1 will help out as well, fighting against some pikemen and the still feudal archers there.
Yeah, well, MbL's on his way to the Castle Age with 3 archer ranges now, and he's got about 15 archers garrisoned, so those are going to be crossbowmen quickly. But Vodka continues to produce from 2 stables and adds in mangonels as well. Like, MbL could still be in a bad spot, even with the power of those British crossbowmen.
Oh yeah, true. So let's see, villager count. MbL is ahead by like 3 or 4 villagers, so that's not the biggest thing, especially now he has to fight against Mangonel. So he can easily lose 1 or 2 villagers. But he stayed pretty safe for now, and has a lot of expos there.
Yeah, he's up to about 20 now. We'll be able to break in, but Vodka will, that is. Probably now, because with the Mangonel there, MbL can't re-wall forever, but the question is, like, has MbL bought himself enough time to remass the army that he needs here? I feel like he might have done.
MbL is building a 2nd Rex, something you rarely see.
Maybe he's looked and seen how many players have died to Vodka's knights in this series, I don't know. Vodka and crossbow coming in for MbL quickly, along with a 2nd TC straight away. Obviously British bonus there helping so much. And since Vodka is probably going to stay on 1 TC full push for a while, if MbL can kind of defend whilst being on at least 2 TCs, he will surge ahead, but the question is, will he survive? This is a lot of expos though. And Vodka's going to take so much damage.
Yeah, so much free damage already, and MbL still has so many houses, and that makes it so much easier because he can see the mangonets all the time, and he should not take any big hits there. Yeah, MbL is way too good there. Oh, having 8 range against 7 range of the mangonauts, that just doesn't feel right.
Yeah. Just unfair that like the counter unit is getting out countered by the Civ bonus. MbL's going to push out on the left hand side.
Yeah, MbL is sneaking around. I just wanted to point that out as well. So weird. Like, he has major pressure knocking at his door, and he just decides to go the other way.
So Vodka's going to have one mangonel coming across the ice from his siege workshop that he might be able to pull back and defend against MbL's arm if he spots it. But like you say, he won't be expecting MbL to have vacated his base because it seems suicidal to do so. But Vodka's not really pushing in that heavily, and MbL's going to be... Do you reckon he's going to just dive under the TC?
Yeah,
there aren't even that many villagers there, are there, to do much damage? And, you know, losing 2 crossbows walking past it to get 30 crossbows in your opponent's eco would be well worth it. And Vodka is in all kinds of trouble now. He's going for the quick wall, but how much is that going to actually do? He needs to completely seal the entire thing off, because MbL won't mind taking a few losses to get through. But Vodka's... Is he going to do it? Seems so.
He actually
getting
did
enough
do it,
HP.
but only was... Yeah,
one house with
59
36 HP, the other house is going to go down. MbL's in, and Vodka's doing almost nothing in MbL's base now. This is absolutely enormous and potentially decisive.
So many villagers going down there. Oh god, it's ridiculous.
Wow, and that makes 20 villager difference. MbL, like just the balls of doing that to have left your base when your enemy has like 10 knights and multiple mangonels attacking you, and to just sneak with 30 crossbows. And now all of Vodka's mangonels are going down on the front as well with the knights.
Yeah, since he still had the stable. Great play there by MbL, sneaking around. Let's see now, all the knights of Vodka are coming. He has Bloodlines and +2 defense, so MbL has to do great micro. Already getting 2 knights before the first attack, so that micro is well enough, and GG.
Wow, incredible play by MbL. We thought he was going to be in trouble, and he just turned it around by taking a risk, but a calculated risk, I think.
Yeah, ballsy plays.
You know, not too much telling in the achievements, because it's really all just about that risk that he took, the gamble, and kind of assuming that Vodka wouldn't have anything at home because he was full push.
Impressive play. Obviously, we said it is a better civilization, but this game wasn't really won by the civilization there, or the actual bonus.
No, it was won by strategy, and that's really nice to see. That even when you've got a tournament like this that sets up situations that aren't necessarily perfectly fair for each player, because they're sometimes fighting a civ disadvantage, it can, you know, it still comes down to strategy in the end.
Indeed.
We do have 3.5. Oh no, we're down to 1.5 minute spec delay. That's fine.
Yeah.
I was going to say that's 3.5 minutes to put the music up and just take a minute break. But
okay, see you soon.
No, I'm going to stay because it's we'll get to the game shortly because the spec delay's been reduced. So
what's the second map?
I don't know because I haven't mentioned it. It should be home maps. Vodka has chosen various different ones. He's chosen Double Arena, but he's just used the civ that you would expect him to use on Double Arena, unless he perhaps wants to do Mayans on Double Arena. Other than that, he's chosen Dunes, which is kind of like Arabia, and so I'm not really sure what he's thinking of. He's generally had something prepared, or he said to me that he has been preparing stuff for this tournament, which has been pretty cool, and it's probably part of the reason why he's done so well. So it's just a case of wait and see, I guess. People saying don't remove the Tafflebot. I don't think we will ever change the name of Tafflebot. That is a tribute to the great man.
Yeah, I think it should stay this way for sure.
And to be fair, he's still paying for it probably anyway.
Oh, replaced with Katsuni bot, the guy with a lot of more power.